So, Bismillah Rahman Rahim with my first topic, that is English from paragraph learning. So, here today I'm going to teach you about the writing of paragraph. It is generally an article which I took from a news, and inshallah it will be hopefully very helpful to understand the topic. So the topic is about education in Balochistan. I mean, what is the education system of Balochistan? So I generally decide to select this topic because it is one of the competitive exam topics. Mostly it comes into the BPSC exams, or generally it comes into the other exams too. So that is why I select this topic. And now let's start about the reading. Let's start the reading. So most of the rural areas in Balochistan are such that even today no attention is paid to education, and there are many areas where there are no schools and colleges at all. There are few districts where the focus is on building secondary schools and colleges. As a result, there is no permanent system of education for children after graduation from primary school. There are hundreds of primary schools that are closed due to inattention of teachers, lack of qualification, and lack of proper arrangements. So, in the first two paragraphs, we studied that in Balochistan the education system is fully destroyed. Mean there is no attention of the teacher to their schools, to their students, and they are moreover they have like they give inattention to their students, and they have no attention to their students. So now let's go to the other paragraph, that is, while the Sindh and Punjab madrasas are being questioned as to whether the madrasas are not interested in providing education to the people and preventing them from moving forward, or whether the provincial government does not formulate any strategy in Balochistan in this regard. The province of Balochistan is also questioning them. They still fail miserably to educate their young generation due to deprivation. Now, in the upper paragraph, we studied that in Sindh or in Punjab, even the madrasas are not giving the proper quality of education to their students, and they have no proper quality of educations which they must give to the students, whether it is Islamic education or the other education, the modern education, or the science or the math related, or like art related education. So in Balochistan, still the people are failed to educate their youngs due to the deprivation, the poverty. So in these two paragraphs, we studied this. I hear there are many schools that have only one room. In this case, the proportion of teacher is considerable. There are about 1,000 ghost teachers in Balochistan, while there is a severe shortage of teachers in the whole Balochistan. Many middle schools have only 3 to 4 teachers, and in many cases, only one teacher is involved in ensuring the educational process. So in this para, we studied that there are thousands of teachers were appointed by government, but unfortunately there are some teachers they come into the school and they offer their duty and ensure the quality of education, while many of them, more or less 70% or plus, are ghost teachers. They are out of their schools and they are failed to provide the education. Now, coming to the next paragraph, there are a lot of parents who do not even have the awareness to educate their children to cope with the ups and downs of the future. There are almost no families where parents can afford to educate their children. Again, the same thing was repeated by the writer, that there is no ability of parents that they educate their children in the private institutes. So instead of private institutes, they said that we do not educate our youngs. So due to that, the youngs were uh, were unfortunately have lack of education. Due to that, the province is very back in the education, even though that this province is the largest province of Pakistan, where the system of education is on the number of last. Now let's go to the other paragraph. Now here the writer told us about the numbers. Seeing the unemployment of educated youth, parents put their children in small jobs from childhood and put a question mark on their future. As a result, the illiteracy rate is increasing day by day. 19 million out of 2.7 million children do not go to school. 36% of schools in Balochistan have a water problem, 56 have electricity problem, and 15 schools are completely closed. So we can define the education system from these numbers, that out of 19 million children, there were a lots of children, that is 2.7 million children, mean 27 lakh children were not going to school. Now the reasons are different. Some do not afford education, or some cannot afford education, while some do not have any interest because government do not uh, have any proper policy to educate their people. Sorry. Now come to the last paragraph. So sometime doctors are giving up treatment in the last. The writer said that sometime the you must take the hard decisions for the purpose of change. So government must take some hard decisions in the education field, in the education sector, so they can provide the quality of education. And government must take action against the teachers, the ghost teachers, who never attend their class, who never give attention to their students, and they got thousands of rupees pay per month. So thank you so very much. Hopefully you people like this paragraph, and inshallah I will meet you in the next paragraph. Thank you so very much.